I've got the sauce, no ketchup.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? HIREZ Juju here with the one and only Cret.
Yeah, Cret or James. You can call me James. It's cool. We're friends.
You can call me Matthew.
No, thank you.
So let's dive right in and let's talk about Unbound, specifically Siege, but this does also include Onslaught, Payload, and test maps.
Okay.
So for Unbound mode, it was released in 64 with a lot of changes, and we're aware that honestly, not everyone's a fan of these changes, and that's okay. In 63 and along the way to it, we identified a few problems that we want to solve. One of the biggest ones for me was cards, right? Like making the cards more engaging. Because personally, like, I make cards, right? Yeah. And I still go in and the only character where I care about my deck was Grok. Sure. Like, I had my one Grok deck, and I was good with that. For everyone else, I just picked my legendary. I didn't care what I had. I was good with that. For everyone else, I just picked my legendary. I didn't care what I had.
So, you know, a lot of people are saying, like, okay, you know, we're not being listened to, our input's not being taken.
You know, feedback is interesting, right? Because it's like, okay, when we get feedback from someone on the Reddit whose name doesn't match their username in the game, I don't know who you are. I don't know what level you play at. That also doesn't really matter. It's just sort of like, here's the feedback that we're hearing from anyone, right? Like, we don't know.
As a designer, you know, if I know a lot of people like, hey, we didn't want this, and this happened. But like when people give feedback, a lot of times the feedback that's the most valuable is the feedback that's, okay, we know you're doing this. Here's what we feel would work best, right?
Honestly, I think we should just trust our president in every decision that he makes, and we should just support that, you know, and be faithful in what happens.
You know, one of the things that we've seen a lot of recently is people are like looking at Steam charts, right? Yeah. And they're like, oh, like, look at this game population over time. One thing that's interesting about that is just as a free-to-play title, in the fourth quarter, you actually are expecting to see a little bit of a ramp down, and I mean, for good reason, right? Like Destiny came out recently. Destiny is pretty cool, right? There's lots of cool stuff. COD World War II, Battlefront 2, which I really enjoyed. NANI? We want to give you guys a way to voice your feedback, because your feedback has actually been really, really important and helpful in getting the system to where it is.
I wonder what you got, you rascal, you. I wonder what you got, you rascal, you. And I wonder what you got, you rascal, you.
Akbar!
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Honestly, the release has been pretty good.
Anything else you wanted to talk about at all?
I had a leak in my garage yesterday morning, which was annoying. And then, it was the people upstairs, and then the maintenance guys came in, and they just left a blower in my garage, like, all day. It was weird. All right, well, I think that'll do it. Thanks so much, guys. Yeah. I hope you have a happy new year, and I hope to see you at HRX, or watching online, or maybe we'll see you in the realm.
Join me in giving a warm welcome to the HIREZ co-founder, COO, and executive producer of Paladins, HIREZ.
Way back in 2012, we had a crazy idea for a brand new game. We wanted to make a team-based shooter, the kind we all grew up playing, but this shooter would be set in a world of fantasy. We had this vision of a realm full of legendary champions. And back then, when we first started out, it looked like this. Oh, Grandpa Fernando. It was super early, obviously. It was rough around the edges. But at its core, it was really a blast. And so we took this concept we iterated on that. Giggity Goo is unstoppable. Every single day, we were playtesting essentially a brand new game as we refine this concept.
Wait for it. There it is. And this is what the game looks like to us when we're making it.
Rock and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're gonna do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life. That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
Now, going into next year, we want to keep improving. We plan to keep building out the realm and taking Paladins to places it's never been before. And so, as a little inspiration for this year to come, we've created a new cinematic trailer showcasing our vision for the action-packed combat that is Paladins.
I don't know what you had in mind, but here we stand on opposing sides. Let's go to war. Let's go to war! We arm ourselves with the wrongs we've done. Name them off one by one. Let's go to war. Let's go to war!
No, 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 no!
Everything you say, everything you do, you push
Burn, monster!
and you cut me.
At HIREZ, constant iteration and community feedback are core to our philosophy. We show things early so we can build the game with you. And even if something is rough around the edges, we'll give it to you and let you pick it apart, play it, and share your thoughts. We're not afraid to try new things, to build things. And yes, along the way, we do break things occasionally. We liked, yeah, you can laugh, it's okay. We know. But we like to make bold changes, you know, and yes, occasionally we will make highly controversial changes. The best games and the best ideas don't happen from playing it safe.
You know, when we turned off the survival mode, we said we were investigating how we could bring this back even better than before. And I think our team ended up putting together something pretty incredible.
The prophecy is true.
battleground.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Paladins Battleground, the first ever hero shooter battle royale. Now, in joining these two genres together, we've come up with something that we think feels completely new. Imagine a battle royale game that's designed really from the ground up to be played within teams. You have supports struggling to keep their front line alive, damaged champions are letting the bullets fly, and flanks are looking for any possible assassination. You and your team will spawn into a truly massive map. This thing is more than 300 times the size of our biggest siege map today. Next, you hop on your mounts and you start exploring. You'll loot your way through more than 4 dozen outposts, and you'll track zeppelins in the sky, dropping legendary gear. As the fog contracts, the stakes are raised. The last team standing wins. But that's not easy with 100 players all fighting to win. We've got a ton of announcements for our PC and console Paladins players, and let's kick things off by introducing Paladins' 36th new champion.
Emmy wished on a dragon scale, and that's what started Dragon Tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Emmy and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of the dragon friends, now the adventures never end. Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. There's Ord, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy, also very smart.
Cassie.
And Wheezy, and these tales are fun, 'cause you know 2 heads are better than 1. Dragon Tales, it's almost time for Dragon Tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the shit.
Welcome back, everyone, to another developer update. I'm Jeff from the Overwatch team, and today's developer update is going to be a little bit different than the normal ones we do. Usually we're talking about new, cool content and features, but today I would like to address an issue that I think a lot of us have been feeling for some time, and that's sort of the rising tide of magical subhumans who have come from the land of the HIREZ community. I know a lot of you are thinking it sounds kind of silly and kind of ridiculous, and well, I'm here to tell you it absolutely is. And it's gonna seem a little bit shocking at first, is we don't want you in Overwatch. We don't want to create areas for you where you have fun experiences. We just don't want you in Overwatch. Now, I think it's important to mention to you guys so you can prepare yourself for what's coming. In the HIREZ universe, the queue times are really long, and the tremendous amount of assault coming from ridiculous discount Overwatch community need to stop. We know that they cause a lot of disruption and harassment.
They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
So you should sort of prepare yourself for that. In Overwatch, we have enough terrible Hanzo main players. What are we, Blizzard, going to do about it? And what are we as a community together going to do about it? So we're addressing this problem. We're getting way more aggressive with how close you can be to one another. We hope to create community deathmatch where the Overwatch community fight HIREZ players. So it's not a very fair fight, but we hope the players turn on each other because we think it really enhances the experience. So you can very politely tell the person, hey dude, maybe you should fucking kill yourself. And of course, we as the development team are gonna destroy the bad people from the HIREZ community as well. We're ready to get in there and rumble a bunch because all of us on the Overwatch team and at Blizzard, we feed on your negative experience. So we want you to feel really frustrated and angry. Hopefully, I will grow more powerful over time. So that should be a lot of fun for me. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, don't bother using the report feature because it doesn't actually do anything, and this couldn't be further from the truth. So if you see a HIREZ player playing Overwatch, please report them through this new system, and we'll send a crack team of 6 highly competitive, almost pro gamer players to deal with them before they completed their placement. So we hope that will strongly encourage HIREZ players to move away. In fact, all of HIREZ is going away. What we're gonna do is go out and capture those people and erase the HIREZ community from the universe. Let's just say not even a team of 6 pro Mercy mains would be able to resurrect. They're free to play Realm, give up hope. The HIREZ community needs to take a deep look inward. The only way you can get through each day is by putting up this barrier, and people ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand. I myself suggest go into hiding, play Rocket League, fail miserably, complain on social media. We're looking forward to your salty tears on our forums. When you are permanently banned. But I really want to apologize again to all the autistic members of the Overwatch community. So let's make Overwatch great again. And we want to wish you and your dumb family a very warm and gay holiday season. And thank you for everything you guys have done for us. We appreciate it. Now, one area where we might not see eye to eye on with the player base is talk about wanting improvements to the loot box experience. We heard you loud and clear that you guys want less duplicate items, but we realized that you would need an infinite amount of content to have no duplicates. So maybe you should fucking kill yourself. One more thing, never give up, never stop gaming, and we hope to see you all in the realm.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming. Stop coming and they don't 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 stop coming.